What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video. Yannick appeared on a Ubisoft live stream today. It was announced on my X feed because I follow Massive, and I was like, oh, what's going on here? And he kind of gave us a little bit of information that, I'm not going to lie, I have been moaning about since the PTS. And I kind of thought it would be worth making a video because he kind of gave me a little bit of understanding on why I've been wrong, I guess, or why I've been questioning it, or maybe he just answered my question. And it was definitely an interesting thought. So don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And let's get straight into it. So ever since we had the PTS for seasons, I've always missed the link between having the modifiers turned on and not having them turned on. Now, if you're a completionist like me, as soon as this has kind of, come to fruition and we can now play it and it's now in the live game, I completed the journey. I completed all the priority objectives that I possibly needed to do so that I had all the modifiers, unlocked. I've got all these ones unlocked, and now I've got all these ones unlocked. And that's really just from like a completionist point of view. But there is absolutely no reason whatsoever to do this. You really don't need to unlock any of these. You don't need to go through the seasonal journey or anything like that. What you do have to do if you're interested in the seasonal content is the scouts. You have to do the scouts so that you'll be able to unlock the climax mission at the end so that you can get the full story and also the full rewards. And generally you just have to kind of, work your way through the new season pass, whether you just play the free one or the premium plus, but obviously you want the rewards, so generally you'll just play your way through it. But there's no need to do any of the journey, and there's no need to do any of the, you can do the priority objectives if you want. You can even do these with the seasonal modifiers turned off. So you can, still get the, the XP, the resources, or the exotic item reward from doing these with the whole modifier section turned off as well. So, I was kind of struggling. Where is that link? Where is that link to make me want to turn on the modifiers? Now, Yannick has always said one thing, that they are building the final climax mission around the modifiers. So it kind of will be hard, is what they've said, to do that climax mission without having the modifiers turned on. Now, give or take, what they think is hard, that has sometimes been very different to what we think is hard in the game when we get it, especially people who are veterans of the game, have played it for a long time. It kind of isn't always as hard as what I think they sometimes expect it to be. Maybe this will be different, and maybe that will be completely wrong, and maybe you are going to have to grind out some of their modifiers to be able to complete the climax mission, but I'm not entirely too sure. But there's 3 months or so away before we'll actually find that out. But in the meantime, it's like, well, I don't really need to have the modifiers on. I don't want to put up with the enemies electrocuting me every 2 seconds. I don't have to put up with the mirror damage or anything like that. It just makes the game a little bit more uncomfortable. And it kind of does, but once you kind of get into it, I found that it's actually fun. We can build builds around it now. I've been doing seasonal builds and stuff to kind of negate that, but still feel really powerful. And it's kind of nice to use gear that I've not used in a long time. But we are sidetracking here a little bit. But there was a reason that Yannick said in the live stream. Now, I'm not the only person that thinks this. Cool Boy actually put it on his Twitter as well. We should get a ×2 XP buff on resource rewards for having the new seasonal modifiers active. There's no reason to have it activated. The mid-range modifier should have enemies deal more damage without the indicator. It's easy to take the damage and not even know it. So he's kind of on the same page as me as well. Like, why have them turned on? Please reward us for having them turned on. But then during this live stream that I'm just going to put up on the stream now, they kind of really went over all of the stuff that they did in the live stream just before the patch went live. Before season 2 went live, they kind of just repeated all of the same stuff, and the guys were just kind of catching up because it was pretty clear they'd not played in a while, so they were kind of catching up and just showing some of the new systems. And really, it was not really for veterans as such. It was for people who were you know, they're trying to bring back to the franchise. And it's understandable that they've done this. They've got a free weekend this weekend coming up. So, you know, very understandable they want people to see this. And the Ubisoft account has got a huge following. So, but the one thing that Yannick mentioned, somebody put it in the chat, and I can't find the exact section now. I was listening to it on my phone at the time on the way home from work. So unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to snag the exact section that it happened during the live stream. But somebody said, you know, why are there no rewards for playing with the modifiers on? And I think it was Chris kind of reiterated that question to Yannick. And I kind of understand the answer. Now, Yannick turned around and said, well, we didn't want to punish people for not having the rewards on, which is the total other side of the argument, really, when you think about it. I've been upset thinking, I need some rewards or something for having these modifiers on, like, you know what I mean? But there are always going to be the people that don't like the modifiers. That's been pretty clear when you look around on social media. Some people just don't like them. But they've made a very big deal during the live streams and things like that to say, well, if you don't like them, you can still enjoy everything. Just turn them off. And I think that they obviously didn't want to create this pressure cooker kind of situation for people where they didn't like the modifiers but felt that they had to have them on because there was some kind of reward based thing going on that makes people want to activate them, even if it was progressing through the season pass quicker or you know, gaining XP quicker or anything like that. It's kind of going to feel like people are going to want to put it on because they want to be rewarded the same as everybody else that has them on. So I kind of understand it. Is that necessarily the right course of action for the next season? I'm not entirely sure. I think a low-level XP boost, a low-level season pass boost, you know, or a few extra rewards here and there for having their modifiers on would be really, really nice. I'm not saying it has to be anything outstanding, anything huge or anything like that, but I would definitely be interested to know what you guys think in the comments down below. But I honestly didn't think about it the other way around. You know, I fully understand that they're trying to think about people who might not want to have them on. Let's face it, seasonal characters and previous other things, they've had enough backlash from the community. They've obviously thought pretty hard into this and thought, you know what, we can't do that because essentially we could be punishing people who don't like the seasonal modifiers. So yeah, definitely an interesting, you know, bit of food for thought there. But they are creating that scenario because as far as I'm aware, the exotic chest only comes from doing master difficulty climax mission. So they are creating kind of a scenario there in that, you know, you've got to play the game on that, you know, that's hardest setting to get that, you know, what will be an exclusive seasonal reward. If you don't get it during them 2 weeks, is it going to go into the loot pool at any point or anything like that? We don't know any of this yet. We don't know what's going to happen to them exclusive seasonal rewards if you don't get them in the, you know, the kind of 2 weeks or so that the climax mission will be live. So that's also an interesting point. You know, are you going to have to wait for the next climax mission to kind of get historical climax gear as well? You know, we don't know. I very much doubt that it'll be in the climax mission and then straight into the loot pool for the next season after 2 weeks. It feels like that would be a little bit too short. So yeah, interested to know what you think about that and that exotic chest and where they might put it after that climax mission has kind of been and gone. But yeah, so yeah, just thought I would do what's turned from a quick video into quite a lengthy video. But definitely interested to know what your comments are down below. Let me know what you think. I will engage with as much of you as I possibly can, as I always do. Don't forget, follow me on X, follow me on Twitch for some live streams that I've been doing recently as well. And you're able to get drops with me and maybe some giveaways. So yeah, follow me over on Twitch as well. Join my community Discord. All the links you need are in the description anyway. Just click them all. And please, please, please don't forget to hit that sub button here. It really does help me out more than you know. Thank you so much for watching, agents. I hope you're enjoying your weekend and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.